Students in Free Enterprise is an international intercollegiate business organization. The purpose of SIFE is to promote the principles of free enterprise by having students work on service projects that will help them to learn the principles, but also are going to help someone else in the community to learn those principles. And that is anything from youth, school kids, all the way up to adults that have various barriers in terms of being able to understand how the free enterprise system works. So, for example, you might have someone in your community who has trouble with financial literacy. They might be recent immigrants or people for whom English is a second language, and they might need training in how to use the banking system. And then, of course, school kids have limited curricular opportunities when it comes to learning about business, and there's usually a way to involve young people that is going to not only teach them something, but is also going to be a lot of fun for the students and create a lot of positive feelings in the community. The 5 criteria that the student projects are supposed to meet are financial literacy, market economics, entrepreneurship, business ethics, and business success skills. And the new one that they added just this last year is environmental responsibility. So some of our projects are supposed to have an emphasis on green. One of our real legacy projects, I guess I'd say, would be the annual Mind Your Money project. And that's a heck of a lot of fun because we invite all of the 8th graders in the Ripon school district, and last year we actually took the project on the road a little bit and did it in some other schools. We bring them over to the Great Hall at the college for sort of a live game of life. In this case, the kids pick a career and the students do the research to find out how much an individual with that career is going to make. They give them a check register with that amount of money in it after taxes are deducted. And then the students have to go from table to table. They can buy anything they want to at the table, whether it's an expensive house or an inexpensive car or the cheap food plan or the steak food plan. And if they run out of money, they can either go back and change their budget, change their choices, or they can go to the alternative employment table and get a second job. And it really helps the kids to learn what it's really like to try to afford a living in the real world. And the college students get a lot out of it because, first of all, it's just a whole lot of fun. And it's really neat to see how the 8th graders bond with the college-age students. I think they get as much out of the students as role models as anything else. So that's a really fun project.
I'm learning a lot, and this is really fun. Yeah, good people.
I think SIFE is a great organization. As you can see, the kids are having a lot of fun. They're learning real-life lessons and how to make a budget. This is so much fun. Like, we're learning so much stuff. It's really amazing. Yeah.
SIFE, what a great concept. These 8th graders have come over here from the school and they get an experience of looking at medical insurance, housing, all the things that grown-ups have to pay for that they take for granted. I think this is a great experience. They learn a lot of stuff.
What started out as SIFE Consulting really has grown into something much bigger than that. Several years ago, I would say it was actually in our second year of having SIFE, students thought it would be neat to provide consulting services to small businesses in the community, a way of bringing the practical things that they've learned in the classroom to the community, and had some reasonable success with that, did some marketing plans and business plans and market research for different clients. But what we realized is that business doesn't really operate on a school schedule. So 2 years ago, we asked the Kemper Foundation to give us a grant so that the SIFE Consulting could be extended to include summers and school breaks, and to provide some funding to essentially keep the office for SIFE Consulting open year-round. And we call that the Creative Enterprise Center. We have 7 student consultants right now, and we're busy.
Currently, I'm working on a business plan for a nonprofit who is looking to expand their business. So I'm working with them in hopes of giving them best foot forward to start their new business. And it's a great learning experience being able to work with my mentor, who is a very experienced entrepreneur who's worked in banking and business consulting.
Probably the Blue Mountain Project is the one that's been the most emotionally compelling to our SIFE team. We have a Jamaican Maymester trip that gets planned every year, and one thing that the students that have gone on that trip have realized, and it's not just SIFE students that go, it's any student that wants to, but when SIFE students went, they realized that a really big thing holding back this very rural, very impoverished area of Jamaica is the fact that there's no economic development. There's really no way for unemployment's over 75%. It's particularly hard on the women because they tend to be stuck at home with their kids, and it's very hard for them to be unstuck in kind of a difficult, impoverished culture without some sort of financial resources. So with the help of the executive director of the Blue Mountain Project, Denise Cagley-Jefferson, the students came up with the idea of the women making handbags out of essentially plastic trash bags, many of which were littering the countryside. So the green aspect is, cleaning up in a place where there is no recycling and turning those bags, that trash, if you will, into useful objects. So we've started to sell the bags, and while the bags are really cute and great fun, and the students can learn something from marketing the bags here in this country, our long-term goal, and it may happen this year, is to make the project sustainable by creating a market for the bags in Jamaica.
SIFE allows you to build an incredible resume. Some people are constantly scrambling for internships in college, and we really give the opportunity to have multiple internship opportunities. Not necessarily something that you could label as an internship, but to say that you worked with kids on financial literacy, to say that you helped someone in their entrepreneurial dreams, to say to put on your resume that you helped a business with their financial projections for next year. It's an incredible situation, and when you get to go to those job fairs and talk to those HR people and those recruiters about all these things that you've done, it's incredibly impressive to all of them as well.
There is a real nice benefit or perk for the students that put themselves in the position of serving the community through SIFE, and that is that they get to attend these amazing competitions where there are hundreds and hundreds of students and teams from all over the country. We can learn from those teams. Our international projects have been largely the result of watching other teams and sort of figuring out now how do they manage to reach out into beyond their home communities and into the rest of the world, and we've gotten a lot of great business models.
I've been lucky enough to be at the national competition every year that I've been in SIFE. The only year that we didn't make it to nationals was our first year, and I didn't have to deal with that particular situation, but we were Rookie of the Year that year. So we've had a tremendous amount of success as a SIFE team. We put together a great presentation that we send up 6 of our best communication specialists on our team to present to a lot of great business people. Along with that, we get to go to a job fair with an assortment of Fortune 500 companies.
2 years ago, we were first runner-up in our league, which puts us in the top 10% of all the teams in the country. And last year, we won a first prize for entrepreneurship in response to our development of the Creative Enterprise Center. The other thing that happens is that students get to network with a lot of the corporate sponsors of SIFE. There's a trade show there, career fair, where students can learn about jobs in all sorts of industries and meet people from literally all over the world that they wouldn't otherwise have an opportunity to meet.